Peace to my divine infinite consciousness, and peace to my divine infinite self in all realms and realities. Yo, we're building about money, currency, paper money, the faces that we see on them. These faces that we see are dealing with past entities, ones who already transitioned. We don't even know of their funerals or burial sites. Maybe we've been given, certain stories about them, but for surely we don't, because we haven't excavated in any site like they have the Egyptian tombs. And with the Egyptian tombs being mentioned, that civilization is still going on to this day, which is about to be the fall of it. Now you can say Babylon the Great has fallen. That happened. These were all under the same chain of false gods. Now, the false gods are individuals who are already transitioned, who live mortal lives and are now in a higher density. The life that you live now, consciously, corporeally, or 3D wise, or physical wise, or just wisdom, or just dealing with solids, liquids, and gases, you are inside. The light of you is inside of this body, or inside of that corporeal body. And upon death, it transitions and gets lighter, where you will meet other individuals who have already transitioned, some still stuck in their corporeal ways, not wanting to help, not striving to add on to the cipher, which is basically the greatness of the Most High. So these beings just roam around Earth still, and they entice mortals. Now, the money factor comes in where, because all this shit was stolen from us, and libraries have been burnt. We were connected to the higher realms. We had family members that were dead for thousands and thousands of years that was giving us insight, giving us tones and rhythms and things of that nature to stay in tune with the Most High, because the Most High borns faithists, and then he borns individuals who are evil, and they test each other, So anyhow, though, where the money comes in at, we used to have a money that was universal, dealing with, when you're dealing with certain ages, like the bronze or the silver and the gold age, the golden age and the iron age, depending on what age you're in, where the money is created, we had a money system that was backed by the Most High, where you see in God we trust, not in God we trust like we see on the dollar, which is the government ordinancy department, or just some old Gomar, Oz, Dubar, Masonic type of shit. We were talking about the creator, the Most High, Omas, Jehovah, Yah, Yahuwah, you know what I'm saying? Yahweh, whichever way you want to call him, Igoquin, Geechee. All these different names were symbolic or meant the same thing. Now, with the fallen angels, or we're not even gonna say fallen angels, with the false gods who took hold to rulership, they created a money system where you worship past mortal and corporeal entities. You actually worship these things. And this is where the Most High, I say, because you have truth and falsehood mixed in the Bible or the King James. We're going to say that because that's spread around the world a lot. And for those who know the science of King James, more power to you, because there's all kind of different stories about him. But not to get caught up in the wisdom of it, which is the actual manifestation and physical explanation of it in this realm, because we know this shit's been mixed up. So don't get caught up in it. Just he who has an eye, let him see. That's how the Most High say. It's like, yo, I can't let it get complicated, yo. If you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't. We're going to keep on moving with it. All right. So with the money situation, these individuals started worshiping their own images. And as you can see around the world, everyone has a face of some form of being that's on the money. Now, certain ethnic people have beings up that are currently on their money, that are currently living and not past. You know what I'm saying? Either way, it's worshiping corporeal man. And we all know and understand that the unseen controls the seen. You don't even see the wind. You barely can see the mist that's drawn up at the naked eye that the eye can hardly detect. And when it rains down, we don't see it barely. So we was given lenses and taught how to see these things. By who, you say? Some people believe, these individuals who talk about extraterrestrial, alien, instead of getting just in tune with what exactly is going on. That you live on a world, not a world, but a world, like whirlwind, with the heavens, stars spinning above, placed in a firmament, an air pocket, where life can incubate before growing into the higher etheric realms. Because you are light. Nothing ever really dies. You grow into a lighter existence. So this is why you do not become attached to earth all the way. Why? Because it's like being a baby attached to a titty. You 8 years old and you still want to get titty fed. It's like you roaming the earth, inspiring different mortals to do different things in these natures. And this is why the Most High sent exalted angels to correct the way of living on corporeal worlds, if needed be. Sometimes he just raise up prophets. Like, it may not be too much. I'm gonna raise up a prophet amongst a few to give him some insight and show him some supernatural things. But at the same time, they're gonna be disagreeable beings who already know the science of spirituality, which is life that's vibrating on a higher density, metaphysical. So they know how to manipulate that. And being that they know how to manipulate it, they can appear as being God. So before you know it, you'll be worshiping their spirit. And they may not even never have left the plane. Some may have, and they have trapped certain spirits and souls. And then they may have to return to help free these souls in certain heavens, because these souls were dependent on these beings still, after these beings were strong enough to manifest and get off. And that's kind of like seeing in a corporeal reality where you're dealing with certain religious entities or certain religious organizations and certain, yogis, where people worship these beings. See, people and beings have a way of using tone and rhythm to coax individuals, especially tone, because a lot of individuals that's on earth right now at this plane that's in rulership they're not in tune with the rhythm all the way yet, but they know the tone, which is like a string, but the rhythm is like, it's the heartbeat of the cosmos, which is the Most High, all that exists. So with the money, unknowingly, you're worshiping it. Unknowingly, you're giving your energy, your time, your conscious attention to this false, fake entity that they want you to believe that is backed by the Creator and the Most High, which is the Most High. So once you understand that when the Most High says you need to live by the word of God, basically there's a God ruling the earth, and he's giving rules, he's giving insight on how to ascend. But being that this world was overtaken by lower entities upon transitioning, who formulated gangs, mafias, kingdoms, for a time being, the souls and the faithists, or people who believed in the Most High esoterically in their gene, were subjected to torment from these lower vibrational false gods. So thus, the cluster B personality disorder started to spring up. And we could not explain this then because we'll just say, oh, it's just a mental thing. And sometimes throw in that PTSD or whatever. And, individuals will throw that around and not have no understanding of what they're talking about. Just like when we're talking about narcissists in this world, how it just magically sprang up out of nowhere. But we're not breaking down the whole cluster B personality disorder where you're dealing with sociopathic, also histrionic, and borderline, along with narcissistic personality disorders, NPD, BPD, PPD, psychopathic disorder or sociopathic disorder. And it's important for individuals to know these things within their own self first, to kill those devils that's within before they can even think about going outside themselves to slay four devils. See, this is how these individuals who came and set up religious organizations in the communities or in the hood or in the ghettos where the Jews or the chosen or the Most High's faithists resided, if we would have been able to catch on and knew and understand that, we didn't need them to give us this back, that we were going to find it our own self, we would have bypassed all that hell. But now we have to see the hell that we went through because we had to bump our head. This is how the universe was created. The Most High raised up one amongst us and in the ghetto and gave us a mathematical order that can help us save ourselves in the now time without having to get into their civilization and make the money now. So if we knew this then, that we would be able to get the land and be able to supply for our own, instead of just having our own family, thinking that we can deal equal with these people, we had to understand that we couldn't. And it's not that we hate individuals. It's just that everybody in the world has their own. And now the Most High is going to bless the meek with theirs. Because in this day and age, everything is unbalanced. So all those who are entitled to the money right now, or who has the money right now, it will switch. It's called the justice scale. To the ones, not the ones who are greedy and in the savage in pursuit of happiness. No, the ones who know how to reach down. Because money only controls those who allow it to. And if you go into big corporation stores, of course, a lot of those stores are related to the beings that are on the money. So this is how you further empower them. But once you learn how to gather your food, clothing, and shelter yourself and be content and kill the four devils that's inside of you, dealing with the cluster B personality disorder, then you will rise up and begin to ascend and become lighter and building your light body in the next realm. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to say peace, more love, and I'll build with y'all in the next vid. Peace.